Alright, welcome back to another episode of AWEFUL Reviews. I have some really cool stuff to share with you guys today. I got a TV show and a movie. Let's jump right in. Okay, so I have spent a bunch of time on Netflix recently. I have been watching so many shows and movies, and the first two that I really want to talk about for this week is two Netflix originals, one called Hollywood and the other one is called Dangerous Lies. Hollywood is a TV show by Ryan Murphy. You might know him from American Horror Story, American Crime Story. He's good, he knows TV. And then the other movie, Dangerous Lies, is by Michael Scott. But not that Michael Scott, just some other guy whose name is Michael M. Scott. Like, yeah, that's a hell of a name right there. I want to talk about Hollywood first. So, Hollywood, basically what happens is it takes place right after World War II, so it's kind of like the late 40s, early 50s type era. It's kind of the prime time for Hollywood and when the movie industry is really booming. And so the show starts off, how can I say this delicately? You basically find out what people are willing to do in order to get certain positions on a film set. Yeah, basically the first 3 episodes have a lot of sex in them. Yeah, but with saying that, there's quite a bizarre element to it, so just prepare yourself for that. But basically, it follows this guy named Jack Costello, and you know he's got a wife, he's got a kid on the way, and you know he wants to be a big-time movie star. And so you kind of see how he has to jump through all these hoops in order to get a certain role and see the stuff that he has to do, and then it starts to focus on this other guy named Raymond Ainsley. He's actually the director of a movie, an upcoming project that he's working on. And you kind of watch how he has to go through all these big studio executives just to make this movie. And then you have this other guy named Archie Coleman, who's the writer of this movie, and you know he's a black guy, and you know there's a lot of race elements in the show, and you see how he has to kind of fight for a lot more, just to get his script read and accepted to be put into theaters. And so you kind of see that struggle. This guy Archie Coleman is also gay. He has a boyfriend named Rock Hudson. You might have heard of him before, but there's kind of that element there. And so you kind of see how there's a lot of homosexuals in the Hollywood crowd, and they kind of have to hide who they really are in order to make it in show business. So that element is there, and you know, just I gotta hand it to this story it seems so bizarre yet so fun, and I really enjoyed myself, especially towards the end. I thought the end was just so fun and classic, and such a feel-good type of show. But don't get me wrong, it also has some challenging elements to it. The show's called Hollywood. It's on Netflix. I would recommend the show if you really like classic feeling old age type of TV shows with kind of a modern twist on them. It's a lot of fun. It's a very magical experience, I would say. It really reminded me of La La Land, the movie La La Land, and I really liked this show. It was very well done, and I will talk about how I want to rate it in a little bit later, okay? Let's move on to Dangerous Lies. So this Netflix original movie stars Camila Mendes and Jesse Usher. Camila plays a young woman named Katie who happens to be a caregiver to this older man named Leonard. And Jesse plays this guy named Adam who happens to be Katie's husband. What basically happens is, you know, Leonard, he's on the older side and he unfortunately passes away. And this kind of leaves Katie and Adam quite shocked, and you know, they're just taking care of the guy, very innocent. And you know, they seem like good, hard-working people, and you know, they're just taking care of the guy. And of course, you know, the police, they show up, and you know, they have to do their routine investigation. You know, it's really not that big a deal. What happens is the police find out that the couple was involved in this. They actually stopped a robbery, and they happen to be connected to some other situations that happened involving the law, but they're all clean. They're fine. And really, you know, for the most part, you think, oh, this couple is just really unlucky. But then the rest of the movie is kind of wondering, okay, is this couple really honest, or did they secretly kill this guy to get his wealth and money, you know, to try and profit off of the guy? And so that's kind of why you're watching the film. For the most part, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty predictable in some parts. Other parts, there was quite a twist. I think this is just kind of a nice, entertaining film, not too complex. I thought the acting was okay. I gotta say, there is some freaky element to it because, you know, there are criminals in this movie, and, you know, there's this one criminal that really just at least gave me a really uncomfortable feeling when he was on screen. So, I mean, he did a good job acting as kind of a bad guy. But I would recommend this film if you're looking for something kind of a mystery thriller type of movie with a Riverside star, Camila Mendes, and it's really for entertainment, not too crazy complex or anything, but it was a good movie. It was fun. All right, let's move on to how I want to rate the movie and TV show. Okay, starting with Hollywood. The cinematography is basic in some parts, but really cool towards the end, and this happens when they start filming an actual movie that a studio is working on, and I thought it was very reflective of like how the 1950s movies were filmed, and I just thought that was kind of cool. It really paid a good tribute to those movies back then. I thought the cinematography was very cool, very classical, not too crazy, but it was very cool. So I'm gonna actually rate the cinematography a 4 out of 5, just because of how consistent it was and how well it fit the type of genre the show was. Okay, performances. I think this TV show had some really good actors in it, like some people that I'd never even heard of. Like, these are some first-time actors that I've never seen before personally. Besides Dylan McDermott, who happens to be in it, he was in American Horror Story too. You know, I gotta say, like, this is an emotional TV show. I mean, they had some really hard scenes that they had to do, and personally, I really felt for these characters. So I really gotta hand it to this cast. They did a great job acting. So I think I'm gonna give them I want to give them a 5 out of 5, but I think I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5, simply because there were very small parts where I think it could have been improved, but overall, I was really excited by the performances that everyone gave, so 4 out of 5 for performances. Alright, now for the story. The story is... I've never seen something like it. It was quite bizarre at the beginning for me. There were some small twists, but they were very simple. Nothing crazy like Christopher Nolan movies, nothing like that. It was just a simple story, simple show. It was just fun to watch. It was easy to kind of follow for the most part. So I'm gonna give the story just a 3 out of 5. It was good. It was fun. It was just a nice, simple show. Overall, Hollywood, the show was just excellent to me. I really enjoyed the show. It really resonated with me because I am a filmmaker, and I just enjoyed just seeing kind of like the retro Hollywood and seeing how a movie was made, and I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 overall. So good job to Netflix's Hollywood TV show. Okay, let's move on to Dangerous Lies. So cinematography, it was very simple. It's basic. You didn't need anything too crazy for this thriller type of movie. Visually, at the very beginning, there were some really cool visuals with a restaurant scene. I thought the colors were incredible. Very reminiscent of like this light blue and this pink here, which I love this color combo. And at the beginning, it felt very much like a Riverside type look. As far as cinematography goes, I would give it a 3 out of 5. Simple, consistent, nothing too crazy, but it got the job done. Alright, now for acting. I thought the acting was okay. I didn't feel like either of these actors were really stretching themselves too much. I thought at one point Camila Mendes, she did a great job because she had a part where she just had to start crying, and I was just so impressed because tears just came just falling out of her face. So I thought she did a good job, but overall for everyone else, it was okay. I thought it was basic. Again, it kind of got the job done. So honestly, I'm going to give acting 2 out of 5 overall. As far as the story goes, I thought the story was okay. It was fairly good. It kept me engaged. It was pretty simple with a couple twists here and there. Nothing too crazy. Again, the whole movie is just questioning whether or not this couple killed this man or not. Of course, there's a lot more to it, and of course I don't do spoilers here at AWEFUL Reviews. But it was good, it was fun, it was entertaining, so I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 for the story. Overall for Dangerous Lies, the movie was simply okay. I want to give it like a 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5. It was very simple. Again, I just think it was okay, and I first watched the Hollywood TV show first, which had just a ton of substance to it. and this seemed to be a little bit more bland. So I think I'm gonna stick with a 2 out of 5 for this movie. Alright, so those are my reviews for today. That's Hollywood and Dangerous Lies, both Netflix originals. Check them out. Very good for Hollywood, pretty good for Dangerous Lies. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. And then once you've seen Hollywood and Dangerous Lies, comment down below and let me know what you guys thought. Alright, I will see you guys later.